Right, that looks cool. It would be nice if it was lower. Good morning guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video I work on the GTS again. I'm currently taking it to brake super service in Woodstock. I'm just gonna get the disc skimmed. So my dad says there's a shut on it. I haven't really felt it, but just give it a quick skim. Hopefully it can still be skimmed. Alternatively it just needs other discs. So yeah, let's get that done, and then I need to try and go down to the workshop and see if I can sort out the speedo. That thing is making so much noise, and a few other bits and bobs, and hopefully we can feel some boost in this thing today. So we'll just check the shudder on the machine. So this is the setup that I need on my car. You can see it's multi-PCD, so VR6 setup. The main thing on the Mk2 GTI or the Mk2s is that this is all one piece. So you can't really like go bigger. I've got 239mm on my car, and for me to even go to 256 I have to change this whole carrier setup. So I'm currently looking at getting one from a Mk3 GTI, and then I can go with a bigger disc, and also then they can also upgrade that part. But yeah, still hunting for the parts at the moment. Okay, so they just checked the drums. Looks fine, but he says that the head drums just needs the skim. So with the car being up on the lift, I thought I would just adjust the coilovers. It's a bit dark in there, but I'm turning it down about that much. I've already done the other side. So hopefully it drives a bit better. It's a bit stiff. So this is a better look at it, so you can see it just bolts off. My setup does not just bolt off like that. Skimming in progress. Okay, so the rears is done. Beautiful drums. Need to get this in the rear. But so I adjusted the rear coilovers, but I find that the one side is higher than the other. This side is higher, and I know with my car side and similar issues, so I don't want to try and turn it down to the same height and then the car sits skew. So I turned it down, I sort of eyeballed it. So let's see if it's equal. I'll just need to adjust as needed. Okay, so the side's done. New pads in it. Skimmed as probably as far as you can go with it. Cleaned up the coilover a little bit. Quite keen to feel the drive now that I've adjusted it. So we noticed some oil leaks under the car. Looks like it's leaking from the oil filter housing. So it's got an external oil cooler, and it's got like an adapter plate on it. I don't know if it's leaking from there, but then I have to address that before we can race the car. Yeah, it's gonna need some love before we can actually put the car on the strip. That looks like the height looks about okay. I think I went a touch too low in the rear. get to see it. It's a pity because it's black wheels. Can you just straighten up the wheel, please? Yeah, that's cool. So that's what it looks like. It looks cool. It needs to come up a touch though. So just going around the car, it looks like I set it quite level, which is great. Yeah, I think this height is okay. Going lower would look better on 17s, but I think if you look at it, it's, yeah, that's a good height. Hopefully it feels good. It's my only reason for really dropping it. Even though stance life is fun, this car is going to be driven very hard, so it needs to have enough clearance and drive as best it can. So I've lowered the car and it's still horrible, but at least it looks better. Yeah, this thing needs new suspension. I mean, my JOM's probably like 7 years old in my car, and it feels so much better. So maybe it's just max tracks. I mean, I had max tracks in the wagon and it was not great at all. So maybe it's just a max track thing. Let's probably get some JOMs or FKs for this car. Okay, so I haven't really given you guys a good experience of this car yet. Still getting it up to temp. But yeah, I'll just give it the beans so you can see what it's like at the moment. It feels good. I think I figured out I was having a bit of gear grating issues, and I think it's because of the mat that was in here. And then there's also this panel right above the clutch pedal, and because of that I wasn't fully engaging. Let's just see if it works as a third gear pull. Okay, no grating. We haven't gotten the speedo noise sorted out yet. Unfortunately, Jamil was not at the workshop this weekend, so couldn't quite get that fixed. So bear with me. It is super bright. It's early Sunday. I wouldn't say early. It's kind of late-ish, but at least I knew that the road would be empty. Just that screamer now. Yeah, I think it's much better now that I can fully engage the clutch. Yeah, so the speedo is just going to annoy us, but I'm here for the boost noises. So the fuel looks very low because it kind of is, but it also isn't. For some reason this fuel gauge messes around. Don't come over. It sounds cool. Now the fuel gauge is showing that there's more fuel in it. Screamer. I like the screamer. Not for me, but like I like it in this car because it's not mine. But this gearing is so long, I don't even need to change to fifth. I just leave it in fourth. Once I get the RPM gauge, I'll show you guys exactly how long Fifth ears. It's okay, it's still grinding. So for some reason it grinds. I don't know why. I think the biting point on the clutch, I'm fully engaged, I shift, and I don't know. I don't know if it's the box or if it's the clutch that's not. I just don't know. So I tried to no lift shift there, and then it just doesn't fully go into fourth, because the car falls out of boost during shifts for some, well, not for some reason, because the turbo is so big. So even that was like a bit of a grind into fourth there. So yeah, I'm not too sure. So that's the reason why we won't really be racing the car anytime soon, just because it's not quite right yet. So for you really to be in boost and enjoy it, you kind of have to like throw it into the gear. Again, grinding. You have to throw it into the gear to try and like not let it drop off. Once the RPM gauge is working, I need to get it to Andrew ASAP. Then you can see how much the revs are actually dropping. So yeah, not ideal at this point for drag racing. I think on the 400 it should be okay, like, I mean on the 800, but it does fall off quite a lot. Yeah, grinding, and I'm fully engaged. Flat, grinding. So I would say that a gearbox like mine, guys, sorry about the noise, a gearbox like mine would be really nice in here. So I've got a 3.6 final, this is a 3.3. It's just, I think maybe when the car is making over 300, this box might be a lot better. And then maybe it would be really experience the full goodness. Second gear. So I have to just kind of like wait with it. Wait for that boost. It takes a while. I drove all of it out. So I can't do first to second because for some reason it just wheel hops. So it doesn't feel like my grinding into fourth. So I don't know why it doesn't really feel like my car did when I was making 255. Like my car felt really savage. This car feels, maybe it's just because of the power band, like it never plateaus. It's constantly climbing. So like you just constantly feeling that pull. But with my car it felt, maybe just because it kicked in a bit sooner, it just felt savage. Torque steer third. This thing does not really torque steer because of the way it's coming into power. So maybe it's a good thing. So when it's making 300 plus, it's actually going to feel really nice. Like, it's not going to feel like savage. Like, I know if my car is making 280, 300, it's going to feel really brutal. Like, hold on for dear life kind of brutal. This one feels so manageable. Yeah, I think this ride looks cool. It would be nice if it was lower, but I think this is like a practical sort of ride for it. I'll see what it feels like getting into the driveway by my parents. But yeah, I think I just want to put 15s on it and feel what the car drives like, because the 17's experience is a bit strange to me. I think 15s on a Mark II is a good setup. So because this car's got a massive throttle body, it revs up very quickly. Like even the slightest little pedal press is something. Yeah, something is not right here with the clutch, the gearbox. That again, so I do a first gear pull, my foot is deep into the clutch and like the revs hang. Grind. Yeah, something's not happy. So yeah, it needs some work, as any project car will, but it's a decent base. As long as the engine doesn't bomb, we are okay. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it feels cool. I think we just need to get a catch can on it. Yeah, that's a fuel pump. Get a catch can on it so that we can actually see how it's breathing, because we actually at the moment we're not sure how much blow by there is. I don't know if it's the same like the older 16 valves, but 16 valves love to breathe. Brake situation, it's stopping okay. It just needs to be bled, I think, just to try and get a little more pedal feel. The pedal is quite deep, so hopefully with some bleeding get a bit more pedal feel. It's also like the downpipe is so close to the fluid reservoir and the brake booster, so that is a little concerning. I'm hopefully having a manifold made for my car soon. I'm gonna ask the guy to just give me more, wow that's hard, give me more space on the manifold so that the downpipe is not so close. So I haven't really showed you guys the interior. Not the best lighting, but so it's got this grey interior, the black carpet, which is very nice, kind of what I wanted for my car, but blue it is for now. So it's fairly nice. It's got a bit of a, my seat's also got like the stitching coming out over there, but it's fairly clean, so we'll clean it properly soon. Just it's quite a mission. And then it's got a bit of a, looks like a cigarette mark on it, but other than that, seats are quite nice. So it's nice to have like clean original seats. So we'll probably try and get some more fabric like this and have that repaired. And then if I can show you guys correctly, but the dash has no cracks. Window has a crack, but not the dash. So dash is very nice. Previous owner will be sending us that bit so we can just fold that up. And then this panel is in the boot. I actually should fit it and see if it's not broken. And then down here it's got oil pressure and boost. It's a bit low, so maybe I must try and get a panel and get the gauges up there so you can actually see it. It's way too low to actually see what's going on, because you want to like have it in like eyesight to see what the oil pressure is, so if anything does happen, like, you know what's up. And I found this quite interesting. So this is with the O2J shifter, you can't use the older gear knobs because the threads are different. So this one's got an adapter on it so that you can use the older gear knob. So I've got a golf ball knob because I wanted to use that on my car. And I don't know, maybe having the actual H pattern on there is nice to have, because my golf ball is just like the rubber ball with no numbers on it. But yeah, other than that, interior, everything is quite nice. So I'm just test fitting to see if the RA is clear on these brakes, and they don't. This is just coming out way too wide, so I'm gonna have to run, I think Jamil was saying, a 3 to 5 mil spacer, but I feel like it's gonna need a bit more. At least now I've seen it, it makes me less eager to run bigger brakes on my car now, because RAs is, I can't see myself not running these on the car. So my dad and I thought we would take some time and do a wheel swap, take the wheels off the Mini and put on the Mark II. And we had a bit of a problem because the wheel bolts on the Mini wouldn't go through the wheels that was on the Mark II. Like the head of the bolt wasn't thin enough, so that was an issue. And then the threads on one of the rear drums on the Mark II was cross-threaded or something. So actually the wheel bolts in the rear wheel just wouldn't tighten. So there's only like one wheel bolt that's actually fully tightened. So I have to book the car in to Jamil and just have him replace the hub, basically just replace that, yeah. So that's unfortunate, sort of a buzzkill. Can't really enjoy the car or drive it in its current state because a wheel will go flying off. So that's a bummer. But yeah, anyway, that's how it goes with project cars. Lots to do. As you guys can see, the car goes fairly well, but it's bumping and grinding. So we'll get that sorted out ASAP, and then we'll get to racing. But yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time. So I hope you guys are patient. Yeah, won't be getting it on this trip as quickly as we would have liked. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.